My name's Lauren Sullivan, and I'll be doing my summer reading project on the need for self-actualization and the interpreter maladies. So, self-actualization is basically achieving one's full potential, and that can encompass a lot of different things. It can be creatively, emotionally, personally, professionally, but it really is about just fulfilling your life. And typically, when people don't find self-actualization, they live very unfulfilled, unhappy lives, and it's just very important that you do. So in a temporary matter, when Shobha and Shukumar are revealing their secrets to each other in the dark, they kind of realize how much they've been holding back from each other. And they realize the reason they've been doing this is because they kind of fell out of love after their baby was stillborn. And they kind of have just been living as strangers in their own home ever since. So Shobha reveals to Shukumar that she bought an apartment and she's going to leave him. And he feels a huge sense of relief after this because he realizes like the love was gone, but to kind of get back at her because he does still feel pain, he reveals the gender of their unborn baby, which is a big sense of closure for him. In the interpreter maladies, when Mr. Kapasi is giving a tour to Mr. and Mrs. Doss and their family, he finds a huge sense of attraction to Mrs. Doss because she compliments him on his occupation, which his wife finds embarrassing, and he realizes he's not really getting that validation from home, and so he needs it from outside sources. And then later when Mrs. Doss reveals that she had an affair and her oldest child isn't actually hers, or his, she kind of feels sorry, and she reveals to Mr. Kapasi that she's just very broken and she's been hiding a lot of stuff and holding it in for a long time. Then in Sexy, Miranda meets a young Indian man who's married when he's buying perfume for his wife who's out of town, and they start seeing each other, and despite her having a coworker whose sister she's going through the whole husband having an affair, and she realizes, like, she sees the pain, but she settles for being second choice. Then when she's babysitting her coworker's nephew, he kind of reveals the pain his mother's been going through, and she realizes it's not a glamorous lifestyle like she thought it was, and it really just leads to sadness and missing the person, wanting to be first choice but never being able to be. And she kind of realizes that later on. And Mrs. Sen's an older woman who is originally from India. It's a professor's wife at a college. She nannies a little boy named Elliot, and he is very lonely, and they're both very lonely. And she misses home a lot, and so she does traditional Indian chores, and she cooks Indian food such as fish, and to make it feel like home. And one day when she's trying to get to the fish market, she is unable to drive, but her husband couldn't get there. She crashes the car and can no longer nanny for Elliot and no longer get fish consequently. And she just falls into a depression, and it's very hard on her to be away. So self-actualization is very important. It really is a foundational element. It's like a column. It holds up you as a person. If you aren't fulfilled, you're not going to be happy, and just other aspects of your life can kind of fall away, and it's very freeing to have self-actualization in your life. But yeah. So that's my presentation. Thank you.